We got to talk about the elephant
the
in the
killer.
room.
Dog
Gate.
This is the biggest political career killer I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I've never seen something unite the left and the right much.
I genuinely would love to know your guys' insight into why the hell she would admit this while she's seemingly campaigning to be Donald Trump's vice president. Like this, there's no way
she hired the PR team behind Shia LaBeouf. No.
Yeah. Also, this is a huge throwback for me. I kind of appreciate this story in a sick way because, like I remember growing up during the 2008 example, and there was all these stories about like the Republican candidates like killing dogs or abusing dogs and shit. Mitt Romney had his infamous dog incident where on a road trip they strapped them to the top of the car.
Yeah, that looks tame now. That seems normal now in comparison.
And like, there was also
that was a career ruiner for him.
Right. There was also one with Mike Huckabee. Apparently his son like tortured and killed a dog with his like Boy Scout troop or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I remember just being a kid being like, what the fuck is going on? Like, how is this even part of the like discourse? Like, where are we right now?
I never been into the torture animals thing. Like, I can't.
Yeah, never. Everyone tortures a few animals, Zach. Okay, like.
I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like, yeah.
No, yeah. I like, and here's this was heartbreaking for me, but Trump VP contender Kristi Noem writes of killing dog and goat in new book.
No one cared
the goat is also
by the way.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm about to.
About that.
I'm about to.
I've eaten a lot of goat, so I just feel like I can't really cast aspersions on that one.
So, let's read a little bit of this article here. In 1952, as a Republican candidate for vice president, Richard Nixon stirred criticism by admitting receiving a dog Checkers as a political gift. That was the scandal at the time, receiving a dog. In 2012, Republican presidential nominee Mitt Romney was pilloried for tying a dog, Seamus, to the roof of the family car for a cross-country trip. And in 2024, Kristi Noem, a strong contender to be named running mate to Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee, has managed to go one further by admitting killing a dog of her own. Cricket was a wire hair pointer about 14 months old, the South Dakota governor writes in a new book. Adding the dog, a female, had an aggressive personality and needed to be trained to be used for hunting pheasant. Okay, so then it goes on here. So this dog like kills some chickens. Basically, it like gets out and it kills some chickens, and then what does Noem do? She says, "I hated that dog." Noem writes, adding that Cricket had proved herself untrainable, dangerous to anyone she came in contact with, and less than worthless as a hunting dog. At that moment, Noem says, I realized I had to put her down. Noem got her gun, then led Cricket to a gravel pit. It was not a pleasant job, but it had to be done. And after it was over, I realized another unpleasant job needed to be done. Then she goes after the goat.
Yeah,
she's on a killing spree on this farm. This is like the scene from Charlotte's Web, but just like a spree of it. Just shooting every animal in the book.
It ruined their clothes. Damn it! It had to die.
Noem decided to kill the unnamed goat the same way she killed Cricket the dog. But though she dragged him to a gravel pit, the goat jumped as she shot and therefore survived the wound. So she fucked it up. Then she had to go back to her truck, retrieved another shell, then hurried back to the gravel pit and put him down. At that point, Noem writes, she realized a construction crew had watched her kill both animals. She's like, this white lady is crazy.
You're like, hey, that's the governor?
Yeah, dude, fucking,
Yeah, this does actually. I was just wondering why she would reveal this in the lead up to the whole vice presidential thing. I just remember something. Donald and some liberals tried to actually make this a scandal. Trump and Melania were like the first White House family in a long time to not have a dog.
That's right.
At the White House, and people were like, "This proves how." Yeah,
She's
they were
getting
like,
rid of
this
the
proves how sick they are. They don't love dogs. They're the only family since fucking, I don't even know, Andrew Johnson, not to have a dog in the White House or whatever.
And in
Maybe
case
She's like,
anyone
we can't
curious-
have Trump come over with this dog jumping everywhere.
Yeah, if anybody's curious, it absolutely destroyed her chances on the predictive boards. She
This
was
pissed
hanging
everyone
out.
off.
She was
You
hanging
sold
out,
your shares, right, Zach?
months ago when she was at like
Good.
25 cents. So
Sell now.
yeah, right.
too
No,
late.
don't sell now. You
You're
you
right.
might as well just hodl at
Kill
this
yourself.
point because she's
Throw
right,
yourself
just
into a
self-employed.
gravel pit at this point.
But I thought she was like at 19, 20 cents before the story came, and then immediately fell to like 7 cents. Actually, when I first looked today, it was at 8 cents, so she's still falling down. I thought it was interesting, though, that people thought this would be a boon to Elise Stefanik, which I don't think so. I think it just further cements Tim Scott as the likely VP pick. What do you guys think?
Elise Stefanik is too busy burying cats that have died in her care. So that she's got a different animal problem. But yeah, I mean, everyone, Republicans, Democrats, everyone has been attacking her. I even saw this like super soy, like RT like trend where other senators and congressmen are posting with their dogs and being like, if I'm
I did see that.
I'm a Democratic congressman, here's my dog. And he's like, they're like, haha, like, I guess I value cuteness in life. Meanwhile, they're like, yeah, let's kill another 100,000 Palestinians. But my doggo is so cute. But yes, I mean, it makes her look like shit. And I do think it's insanely over for her forever. You just can't talk about killing a dog. But here's her defense of this right here. She says, we love animals, but tough decisions like this happen all the time on a farm. No, they don't. You don't just kill killing dogs is not a part of farm activity.
Unless it like has rabies, like Old Yeller or some shit, but not just because it's like barking too loud.
Right. Right, exactly. Well, then Kristi would have to get put down. But she says, we love animals, but tough decisions like this happen all the time on a farm. Sadly, we just had to put down 3 horses a few weeks ago. She's
on a rampage.
she's like sniping them.
Bigger guys. Have you noticed that she's about to have to go find like an elephant or something? She's about to go kill a grizzly bear. She's like, well, it all started with a little dog named Seamus, and then I had to move my way on up to the goat that was just getting on my dang nerves. And after that thrill wore off, I was like, well, shit, we've got 3 horses over there. Time to whack them all up. I need to feel excitement now. What's next? Who's to say? Could it be a portly fellow on his way to get a ham sandwich? The world will stand in waiting.
So she says, if you want more real, honest, and politically incorrect stories that'll have the media gasping, pre-order my book, No Going Back. I love that. That's great. She's basically Bill Maher for killing dogs. She's just like, dun, 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 dun.
God, it is crazy that she revealed this. Like, why would she? How do you not know how this is going to look?
I think it made her. She was clearly going for like tough, outdoorsy woman.
Yeah, she wanted to win the like.
Yeah.
I wear camouflage.
I shoot
I'm
guns.
not soft like one of these shilly, East Coast liberals like Griffin.
Nikki Haley's like, I wear heels and walk up and down the halls, and Kristi Noem's like, I have killed 10,000 animals. I have slaughtered them. Yeah, I just like, and I feel bad because on our premiere episode of Circle Jerk America, I did talk about how hot she was, and now I find her vile.
Not only did you talk about how hot she was, you were
She had a shot.
astonished to discover that we were both like, I'm not so sure about this old lady, bro. She's out of my window of, I got a wide age range, okay? Like 15 years.
15 years?
15
I would say
years.
15 years. Like,
Old?
outside of that, though, it's not
Women
going to happen.
only get hotter as they grow older because then they can do fun like hat stuff. Like this is great.
Griffin loves a woman in Canada Goose. That's what he's telling us.
Oh my god, yeah. I'd love to wrap her in Canada Goose and then execute her, put her down like a dog.
in the gravel pit.
Oh, let me give you your last meal in a fucking Patagonia jacket. Yeah, so I do think hashtag no going back. I think it's over for her.
Yeah.
I don't think. Now listen, we all know hot people, and there's hot people. They're hot, so there's obviously going to be a lot of bad things about them that you have to take as a compromise because they're so hot, like Kristi. But it does get to a point where it's like, I don't think you are hot enough to kill a dog. And is anyone? Could we get could Sydney Sweeney crush a puppy between her tits?
Just
could she do that, like the desk metronome, but there's a dog in the middle?
That's how we know America would be back, baby. Then no going back. No, then we would be back. Then we would have officially gone back. It would be right. We would be
just like our
satisfied
dogs.
as a country.
Sorry, folks. We like our dogs here.
America's a big dog country.
We have that. We wear big dog T-shirts, and we order our dogs online so they can be incredibly inbred and die at the age of 5.